Hey guys, this is John Scarborough. Gonna have to mind the wind. It's kind of windy out here, so if you kind of don't catch a word or two here and there, I'm sorry. So the wind's a little bad, but anyway, I wanted to make a quick video here on mob grazing. We're actually doing some pretty intensive grazing. The wind is getting bad, so I'm going to try to talk above it. But this in here, they've been over in here a couple days ago. I'm gonna turn the camera so y'all don't get too crazy. But anyway, if you look back in here, they were over here. They weren't real intensive over there, but as we go along, we're experimenting as we go along. You can see where they're at now, and we're tightening them up more and more. So we're doing this for a couple reasons. One is because of that little creek down there. It's not real bad. Might be kind of hard to pick up on the camera, but you can see over there how bad it is, how grown up it is in that creek. And you can kind of see down in here. So we're trying to tighten them up so that they can clean up that creek, because it's not something that we can bush hog. And there's actually a pipeline that goes right through the creek, and the creek zigzags over top of the pipeline. So it's kind of crazy, and it's a spot that we really truly cannot do anything with. And we can do some bush hogging on this hill, but it's really hard to tell just how steep this hill is, but it's very, very steep. So even the bush hogging on this hill is a little bit sketchy unless you do it on just the right time of year. So you get about one time that you might can get in there, and if you don't hurry up and get in there, then you're pretty much done for. But you can kind of tell the difference here in the grazing. You can see how tight they were there. We just moved them off of that, and then they're onto this nice fresh pasture here. We're finding that about 3 times a day is pretty decent. Over there it was twice a day, and then we had one spot it was once a day. But then you can tell over in there we kind of tightened them up down in there, and that was 3 times. We moved them yesterday, and 3 times is a little more than we kind of have time for, even though it really doesn't take long at all. I mean, it's very, very quick to do. But 3 times is a little bit more intensive than we can do for the most times. But for this pasture, something that we can't really get in and do any other way, it's definitely a huge deal, and I definitely think it's worth doing. But I do want to come back and show y'all some updates over time and just see if the pasture will start to get a little better here and there. And I will say that it's the only method I've seen outside of moving their mineral trough in strategic areas. It's the only method I've seen that will cause them to get rid of the berry vines and thistles and things like that, just simply by trampling them out, because they're in a narrow strip, and their water is down there in that creek, and then their mineral trough I'm putting across the creek, and most of their grazing area is across here. Okay, so they have to come up here to graze for the most part. They do some grazing over there, and then they have to go into the creek for drinking water, and then across the creek to get to their mineral. Okay, and then we also move them on that other side of the creek, and that's just to keep movement back and forth across that creek. So we're just experimenting, kind of seeing how it is, and we'll try to kind of keep y'all updated a little bit here and there and show y'all different things. So far, this is the best reel I've come up with so far. We're just doing these homemade reels for now. I made one a little bit different. I might do another talk on this video, maybe showing y'all how I made it. For me, it's completely free. The only thing I paid any money for was this right here, and then this right here, but that's just because I found scrap material. But I will tell you, this pipe that I used cost about $2.50 for a 12-foot piece. So I used that one 12-foot piece and made 5 reels out of it, and there's still more extra. So dirt cheap. I used the original reel that it came on for this. I mean, it's only a 1-to-1 geared ratio, but for pretty much nothing on cost, a few cents here and a few cents here and things like that, probably less than $1 for the whole reel. You're looking at a pretty economical way to get started. So anyway, if anybody would like to see a little bit more on how to do something like that, just go ahead and comment and I'll make a video on it. Anyway, guys, just wanted to show you a little update what's going on. I think we're liking it pretty good. So thanks. Don't forget to like and subscribe.